should.
I assume these mics are working.
Oh, fuck yeah, it worked.
Oh my God.
No countdown this time either.
All
Thank
right.
God.
Wow.
Hi there.
Let's not push our luck.
My name is Dakota with 5th Avenue Cigars, and we're coming to you live via
Via
cellular.
via hotspot on my phone.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Over at Bernie's famous Bungalow Lounge patio.
Yeah, Bernie's Bungalow, babe.
Yeah.
We're here to answer your burning questions, just not those burning questions.
Well, Bernie's with the perfect place to smoke a cigar on a sunny day.
Yeah, if you didn't already know about Bernie's Bungalow, it's in the heart of downtown. It's the coolest spot to come hang out. Super cigar friendly, fantastic food, great drinks, great staff.
Good drinks,
We cannot
good
say
food.
enough how much we love being here. So,
Yeah.
if you ever get the chance, if you're in town, come have a cigar at Bernie's.
Well, and
It's
as
the
you can see behind us, massive patio.
best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it's
place
great.
is. I love it when they have a DJ and the upstairs is packed because it's all iron girders, so it won't break. But God, do they flex when people jump in time? Just
They get packed, man.
I
Absolutely.
almost threw a guy off that balcony one time.
Oh, we got Machine Gun Monkey coming in saying cheers.
Cheers, Machine Gun. Nice to see you made it.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
tuning in. Hey, while we got your, how are we sounding? Can you hear us all right? We don't use the lapel mics that often.
Yeah, we want to make sure that everyone can hear us.
Yeah.
'Cause
Dakota's
it's,
the only-
it's noisy as hell here.
Dakota's the only one that can read the comments. So if we're not able to see it and you can't hear us, then there's no good if Dakota doesn't tell us.
We got Mr. Miyagi coming in saying, fellas, watching from the Philippines.
Oh wow,
nice.
nice, cool.
Is it the Philippines or the Philippines?
Well, I would ask you, since don't you have a Filipino ex?
Okay, it's like saying, well, you have a black friend, so how do you say that?
How did your wife say it?
Philippines?
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why are you asking us?
yeah. Oh, that was a legitimate question, Dick.
I wasn't being a dick. I just thought it was the way you phrased it. I'm like, it's kind of the same way.
How's your black friend say it?
Jesus.
All right, man.
So,
He's saying he's doing great. Ben, great to see you at the PCA.
Oh,
Mr.
cool.
That
Miyagi.
was awesome.
How was PCA? You never talked about it.
yeah.
Tell us some PCA stories.
Or it happened
do
in
you have
Vegas.
So, I mean,
So,
not like...
In and Out, I heard In and Out was fantastic.
Yeah, dude, in and out every day. No, PCA was cool as shit. I mean, it's a Las Vegas trade show, so it's enormous.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
first
of
time
course.
I went there, I had my girlfriend with me, and, you know, she's not super interested, but, you know, just checking it out. So we just kind of like cruised. And I mean, slowly walking around, it takes about an hour just to kind of visually check out the place without ever really stopping. So it's just what you think it'd be. It's massive, it's cool, it's bustling, it's lively.
Now, what hotel was it in, technically?
It's in the Las Vegas Convention Center.
Oh, it is, okay.
Yeah, it's standalone, I guess.
Okay.
And that place is massive. Like, if you go in the
Yeah.
wrong door, you're gonna walk 10 minutes to get to where.
Yeah, well, because I've been to like SHOT Show, right, and it's like, and it's massive too, but it's inside, you know, but it's in a hotel technically.
No, it was cool. I mean, there's everybody there from all the big names you know, and all the up and comers and middles or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, some of them, you know, like the Fuentes and Padrones and stuff. It's like they've got like a little mini village inside there. I
yeah.
mean, they got big.
They ran out of massive
structures
space,
and-
bring it all out.
Yeah, and
I just
it's,
imagine going to like Bass Pro's headquarters in the pyramid where it's a swamp inside.
Is the Pyramid the headquarters? I thought the one in Springfield was the headquarters.
The pyramid is their largest shop.
largest shop. Yeah, the headquarters is Springfield.
So
Springfield is. Wait a minute. The Pyramid is bigger than Springfield because Springfield is fucking massive.
It's
The pyramid is
massive. The pyramid's
bigger.
huge.
Oh, okay.
the pyramid
All right.
has 2 hotels in it.
Oh, okay. Wow, I didn't realize it was that big.
Well,
I
they-
picture it like the size of the Luxor in Vegas, which is big, but it's not massive.
It's like the size of downtown Anchorage.
Jesus.
It's huge.
Yeah, I went
And
to the pyramid once.
It's their
big.
flagship, right?
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
mean
yeah.
that's their headquarters, but that's their flagship. Corporate doesn't live there.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you can hide out in
Didn't
there.
that used to be a Fry's Electronics?
No, it was going to be an indoor football stadium,
Oh no shit. Okay, so that's
and they
massive.
they
Okay.
ran out of funding, and the city's like, we have this like
Half
$750 million monster that's unfinished. Who wants to buy it? And Bass Pro's like,
We'll take it on.
we'll give you 50 cents on the dollar.
Nice.
Right on.
That's how they buck bellas too.
Yeah. Mr. Miyagi's letting us know that this is Joe from Garo Cigars. I
Hey
kind of
Joe.
remember
Oh
that,
no
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
We got.
we'll be in contact Monday with David. So
Well, the fabulous Mr. David Webb is sitting just off
Hey, Dave,
camera.
come get on camera for a
Unfortunately,
second.
we only have 4 mics, so it'd be difficult. Do you want to talk into my mic?
You sexy beast, you, Mike.
Oh my God. Sweet nothings. God, that was awkward.
But
The infamous Dave Webb.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll be picking up another few boxes here. Actually, probably get more than a couple because
Yeah, Garl's doing well at the store.
Yeah.
we're also hitting our summertime clientele coming in from the cruise ships. So business is about to pick up really well.
It's about time to do some ordering.
And speaking of cigars, though,
yeah,
what's
we
everybody
should-
smoking?
yeah.
Let's
we
go
should
around
say.
the corner. You
All
know,
right, what you got?
Well, I've got a Killer B. I've never had this
is
one
it
before.
killer or killa?
ER.
Killer.
Killa B.
Hard R.
Hard R.
Hard R. God damn it.
Sorry, Dave.
So Killer B, Blackworks Studios. Never had it before. Customer brought it in and was like, "Hey, I want you guys to have these on the shelf and try it out. Have it on your live stream. Tell me what you think." So, unfortunately, I don't remember the gentleman's name. I never do, unfortunately. Cause
I'm bad with names too. I have sympathy for you.
so far so good though. We got a hard retrohale at first. Like I haven't ever retrohaled before.
Oh.
It's a kind of a little punch in the nose, but other than that, you know, you got the spices going in there pretty well right off the bat. Smooths out pretty well. It's good, and it had a covered foot there, or however that one is pronounced, where they wrap the wrapper.
Closed foot.
Closed foot. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, so far so good.
All right.
I'm looking at the wrong thing too. I keep looking at the computer.
I know. The computer's there, the camera's there.
So,
I also keep having to fight to not project my voice over there.
Yeah. Yell at the camera.
Probably help if it was actually pointed up at you. You
That
keep
too, yeah.
unbuttoning your shirt more and more.
I can't help it
Gotta
when you
listen,
sit
that's
next
it.
to me.
Well,
I'm just putting out a vibe.
We're sitting under heaters and it's not necessarily cold outside, so.
You know what? We're gonna two can play this game.
In fact, we had to
No, I
we
can't.
had to move where we were going to sit twice because we kept sitting under the heaters and we were all just going to sweat to death.
Aesthetically, this is a great choice.
Yeah.
I'm perfect, man.
And you're wearing a jacket.
Yeah,
too.
this
It's
thing
weird.
is repelling the heat and keeping the cold in for some reason.
So back to the question at hand, Camacho Ecuador, which is
wanted
my
to try that.
first time having one. Really, because I always associate Camachos, maybe it's just me, but I always associate Camachos with a richer,
Yeah.
deeper, punchier smoke, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And surprisingly mild for a Camacho. In fact, even the coloration is deceiving. Almost smokes so far like a Connecticut, I would think. Like it's
Interesting.
light and easy, even on light up. On the retrohale, little bit of pepper. I would almost say white pepper, to be honest. But other than that, very smooth, very clean. So far, very nice smoke, and I'm easily a third of the way through it. I lit up a bit before we started the live stream, so. But yeah, very nice.
Cool. Well, I have got an El Rey del Mundo natural wrap. This is a kind of a smaller gauge box press, and they use like the tube method. I think it's intubado, I believe it's called. But as far as how the filler is rolled, you know, that's actually like little tubes in there, and it's cool because all cigars draw well typically, but it's just got a really smooth draw to it, which I'm appreciating. But Sumatra wrapper, mix of Honduran and Nicaraguan fillers and binders. It's like any El Rey. It's smooth, it's easy going, but it's kind of toasty, a little nutty. Maybe a couple sweet notes here and there, but mostly more on the savory side. A little bit of I'm picking up a little bit of that spice and slight pepper from the Nicaraguan tobaccos in there, and it's nice. El Rey is one of my favorite brands. It's been a long time since I've had one of their natural wrap cigars. I usually go Oscuro, but figured it's time to bring them back into the shop. They're super reasonable price. Construction's always good. Nice medium-bodied smoke. Good midday or social situation smoke. I'm digging it.
Nice pick.
Mr. Dakota.
I went with Ramon Bueso, Genesis, the Project series. It's a mainstay. I looked through the humidor. There was 2 cigars I wanted to try, but there's only one left of each in the box.
You don't want to take the last one.
Yeah, I'm
The
not
good
gonna
old
do that.
conundrum of do I do it or not?
So then I walked over and it's like, oh, we got Ramon Buesos at the ass, and I really like these cigars. And
That's your main go-to.
Yeah,
yeah, I love the cigar.
They're solid.
So with the heat lamps,
It's a big cigar.
it's toasting the cigar as I'm smoking it. So like all those kind of nougaty caramely flavors are coming out way more, and it's like this really kind of creamy caramely smoke. So the heat is helping it, even though like I'm just sweating this right out onto the floor.
You know, I noticed, across the table, I set my cutter down across the table and left it
still
when we first
hot.
got here. And I went to pick it up and it's like, it's fucking hot. I have to put it down.
You can almost cauterize your cigar.
Yeah, like, I mean, you can set your drink across the table and it's like a hot plate. You can melt your drink.
The last 3 days have been really chilly compared to how the spring has started.
Yeah, last week it was, well, I mean, if we tell people it was like 58 degrees here, people think, oh, it's cold, but 58 degrees in Alaska is it's almost short sweater.
Especially coming after March of really cold weather.
Oh yeah, and we were in the negatives for such a long stretch that like 58 degrees is like, I mean, I walked from my house downtown. It was that beautiful outside. Like, I brought a jacket. I don't need it. I just brought it in case it rains. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Well,
right.
Cool. So again, here at Barney's Bungalow, the reason why we're here today as a remote is because the Alaskan Cigar Aficionados.
We're here today.
The Alaskan Cigar Aficionados is hosting a get-together. This is the first one of the summer, so it's exciting. We all really wanted to be here. That's operated through our buddy Carlos Pereira,
who
you saw right
you just
here.
saw in the F1 jersey a second ago.
He's
Carlos.
racing around and
Racing around.
so we don't want to try to move the camera all over the place, but we've got multiple tables and lots of people hanging out, just enjoying cigars and drinks and fellowship, and it's one of our favorite summertime activities. Hang out at Bernie's at the Cigar Aficionado group.
Yeah.
If you haven't made it before, follow social media, Cigar Aficionado, Alaska Cigar Aficionados, or us, Fifth Avenue Cigars. We always advertise, and come join us. It's a great time.
I mean, honestly, I'm eyeballing what you ordered there, and I'm like, I made poor decisions.
You
I should
did,
have gotten
because
that.
this is actually not tainting either one at all.
That
No,
looks pretty
that looks like
delicious.
it'd go great.
It
I was
is
gonna
delicious.
say, in fact, props for like eating and smoking a cigar and
Yeah.
drinking at the same
I
time.
don't ever do, and I don't really usually have a drink with me, but I get
where's your
rum
Red
and
Bull?
Coke.
Ken, what are
Well,
you drinking? Rum and Coke?
Just a rum and Coke.
Okay, so should we talk about what we're pairing with?
Sure.
It's a little bit sweeter. Oh, go ahead.
Before we go into that, Mr. Miyagi, what's the temperature there now? It's 100 degrees at my house in the Philippines with 60% humidity.
It's probably about 50 right now.
Maybe,
Well, the
maybe
high,
it's-
yeah, the high today was 50, and it feels it's
his-
probably
his
not
mic.
quite off.
we're all going to take turns.
Hi, Joel. How you doing? It's Dave, your employee. Cigar Cigars.
He's in your motherland right now.
Because I just got fired.
And he's also saying that we're all smoking great brands. So your rum and Coke, what rum did you
I
go with?
almost brought a Garo too, and I didn't.
not Bacardi.
Oh, because there's pieces of bat in it.
Yes.
Were you there for that conversation?
No, but bat,
that's why there's
I don't
a bat
want
on
to
the
catch
label.
There's a bat
COVID.
on the bottle, isn't there?
You don't want to catch COVID? He gets a bat? No, Dakota was saying, sorry, I'm interrupting you. Go
But
ahead.
it's whatever they have here on Well. It's a little bit of a sweeter, but I mean it's mixed with Coke, so that makes it extra sweet.
Yeah.
It might be like Gosling's.
Sure. I mean I don't drink
Gosling's is a
rum
little bit
very
higher
often.
end, but
I bet it's, judging by the color of that drink, I bet it's a white.
It wasn't white.
I bet it's a white.
okay.
Gosling's is deep dark. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to see through that drink.
Gosling's makes the best dark and stormies.
Guess who won when I was a bartender? Guess who won a contest for serving the most dark and stormies from a Gosling's had a competition. So I know a lot about Goslings.
You know, then you know what I mean. Like they make the best dark and stormies.
Yeah, they really do, and they make their own ginger beer too. So like you can get the Gosling's ginger beer and the Gosling's rum, perfect dark and stormy,
God, that
which
sounds
is a
good.
great refreshing Caribbean drink.
Yeah. The best.
Yeah.
You need to like ting.
I've got the rum and Coke. You got the.
This is bourbon and water. Jack. I think this is Jack. Yeah, this is Jack. I started off with a with an old fashioned, but Dakota ordered it, so I don't know what was in it.
Makers.
Makers. All right. So I started off with Makers. Irregardless, they both are going great. To be honest, this has got a little bit. I almost want to say. There's a little bit of like nuttiness in there. Hazel, maybe? That's maybe what I'm picking up. Maybe. But it's mellow enough that I almost feel like I could pair probably 30 different whiskeys with this, and it would work because it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not necessarily picking a lane, not in a bad way.
Okay. Well, I've got something called a Pine Trail Pale from Big Drop Brewing Company. This is actually an NA beer. Just no particular reason, taking a little time off drinking. I've done a lot of that in my life, so every now and then you gotta dry up a little bit. I'm doing it in solidarity with my girlfriend. She's
let your liver do some push-ups and recover a little bit.
Yeah. But it's not bad. It is definitely pairing and highlighting some of the less sweet side of this. So, some of the kind of leathery, toasty, nutty, getting some like really roasted peanutty kind of flavors out of it. And the beer is bringing that out, which is nice. I don't usually do a lot of pales, but it's not bad. It's not too stanky on the IPAs or like the hoppy side of it.
I've never seen an NA pale ale before.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It is actually a really good time of life right now for people who want NA beers because, I mean, our whole lives it was like O'Doul's.
Yeah. Or like
St. Pauli and Beck's and stuff.
Beck's
Like
and stuff.
every company now is making an NA, and a lot of them are actually really tasty.
I wouldn't kick the Heineken NA. I wouldn't kick out of bed.
Yeah,
Not-
if
not
you're in
a
the
terrible-
mood for a Heineken, it's a
And
very
especially-
distinct flavor.
Exactly, and it's light and it's refreshing, and on a sunny, nice day.
Guinness, the Guinness NA.
The Guinness NA. We had
Tastes
that at the
exactly
shop.
like a fucking Guinness.
Yeah, we had that at the shop for a while, and I had one or two. I agree. Not a bad NA.
I think you might agree. I think the reigning champ of NAs right now, though, is the Lagunitas Hoppy Refresher.
Oh, absolutely.
That thing is just so
100%.
damn good.
Oh, I mean, I had 6 of them the other day.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, it's like I went to meet up with a couple of friends for lunch, and then it ended up being like after lunch was done, it's like we just kept staying there, and so it's like I don't want to. I drove, so I'll just get a hoppy refresher.
I gotta disagree. I think Henry Weinhardt's NA is pretty good.
I don't know if I've had that.
No?
I don't think
I like Weinhardt's as a
think I
product
do.
in general.
Their
but
root?
There's so many now.
He's just talking about
Oh,
their
he just
soda
means
pops.
root beer.
Aww.
You ever had the Red Bull NA? Yeah.
The Red Bull NA.
I've heard this thing called water.
Water?
It's the best NA you can get.
Fish fuck in there. I never touch it.
they also fuck and they shit.
Oh my god.
What are you drinking, Dakota?
So I started out with a Maker's Mark based old fashioned, and then I saw they had something they called my white trash soul over on the counter. It was wild turkey, so wild turkey now.
I don't care what anybody says. Fuck, if you don't like Old Turkey, you are bougie. That
Yeah.
shit is good.
It is good. It's a good time.
I think I have a bottle of it at home right now.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
And I love that. So the closest liquor store to us downtown, they have it, but they don't put it with all the other whiskeys. They put it with all the mixers.
Yeah.
So for months we didn't know they had it, and then Dakota just happened to be in there. And he was over in the mixers. He's like, "The fucking wild turkey in the mixers." So sweet. Every time you go over there by the sweet and sour and buy yourself a bottle of wild turkey.
So the Everclear and 101 are right next to each other in the mixers.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess most people use them as mixers, but yeah.
I've never used wild turkey as a mixer in my life.
I mean, if you're using it to water down your liquor, you got problems.
Yeah. Let me get
I
a,
take a drink out of the bottle and mix it in my belly.
no, let me get a wild turkey and Jack, please.
I mean, it smoothed the fuck out of that Jack.
Yeah, that's true.
I make a black and tan with some vodka. Are we doing our comments
Imagine
Dakota?
as
We got anybody?
a high school kid.
I turned my
grabbing
phone off real quick because
Go
it's,
to your
it's
first
dying,
high school
so
party. I got the mixer and the jack. You'd have dead kids everywhere.
Okay, you put a shot of Jack in there, just fill the rest of the glass with wild turkey.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
You guys are evil.
Hey, we're here for a good time, not a long time.
That's fair. So we haven't had any complaints about the audio so far, so I'm assuming it's working
That's
fine.
pretty good.
Okay, all right, good, cool.
But
All right, so we got a few more comments coming in here. We're going to catch up a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Mr. Miyagi was giving Dave's fist,
Cool.
and he said he's on a video conference, but I'd rather watch you guys. These corporate suits are putting me to sleep.
I was at my buddy has a. I won't say who he is or what he does, but he was on a Zoom meeting the other day when I stopped by his office, I wasn't necessarily there to bother him, but he's like, "Oh, come on in. I'm just on a Zoom call." So he just turns the camera off and he's like, pushes the screen aside. It's like, this shit is boring as fuck. Some corporate Zoom call.
I hope you remember to mute.
Oh yeah. You know, he already had it muted, but they didn't want him to see that he wasn't paying attention. Well, he's like, they're just going over numbers for all the states, and he's like, my state was the second one they talked about, so like I just got to sit here for that. Yeah, I got to sit here for the other 48.
Going alphabetical.
Yeah, exactly.
Will Hall's coming in here saying cheers to Alaska. Can't wait to get up there.
Cheers.
Come see us.
Come say hi.
Machine Gun Monkey, I'm a big beer drinker, but I love the NA offerings. I think it's great.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And then Will's saying that he assumes we're in Anchorage. That's correct.
Yep. Yes.
And Machine Gun Monkey is correcting him, saying there are Bernie's in Los Anchorage.
Los Angeles, yeah. Yeah, that's what everybody says. What Anchorage is 45 miles just outside of Alaska or something like that.
Yeah, it's 15 minutes from Alaska.
Yeah, 15 minutes from Alaska.
It's kind of hilarious because everybody acts like that if they don't live in Anchorage, but Anchorage is such a moderate it's like a really big town or a very small city. It's so easy going. It's 10 minutes to anywhere in town at most.
There's a pile of moose shit in my driveway right now. Yeah. I'm 10 miles from Anchorage? Eat a dick.
Yeah.
I'm 10 miles from Alaska. Come on now.
I had a pile of black bear shit in my front
yard.
Yeah.
We got a pile of human shit in the
No,
yeah, but that could be LA, that could be anywhere.
that's Anchorage.
That's the lost part, yeah.
How come Chad isn't wearing a smoking jacket?
I can't bring it out on excursions. I got to use my outside smoking jacket.
Yeah, it doesn't leave the studio. In fact, believe it or not, when he's done, he takes it off, puts it on a hanger, and we hang it in the studio so it doesn't get fucked with.
Put the plastic on it.
Put the plastic on it so it doesn't get fucked with. It's got to look pristine every
Dry
time.
cleaned like once a year. So
Once a year. Only once a year?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Well, I guess if it doesn't
Maybe.
leave the studio, then
You ever
what's
notice
the
that
point?
smell at the table? Yeah.
What's good, Phyllis, says Dave.
Oh,
Well, hello, Dave.
Hi there. You know what's good.
I know what's good. But I want to say what's good to you guys.
Chad, what are you eating? Is that steak?
It is.
Okay, yeah.
So on my kiddo's birthday, Arthur, he woke up that morning, came to me, and he said, "Dad, yes, I want steak and cake today." And I was like, "What?"
Steak and cake.
And then it was just
You got your
steak
meats, you
and
got your
cake.
sweets.
He went and got a fork and a butter knife, and was walking around the house going steak and cake for like 3 fucking hours.
Oh, that's great.
Now, I couldn't tell you.
Anybody need anything?
I'm okay.
Now, if you take the mic with you, we'll hear you as you go.
That's why I'm not taking it.
Yeah.
I couldn't pronounce it, but it's
Actually,
the
Mike?
steak that they have.
Mike?
It's just phenomenal. It's a Japanese style steak or something like that. So definitely get it. Comes
It's,
with some rice,
it's-
egg
it's
burst
Korean
open on top.
barbecue.
Huh?
It's Korean barbecue.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because I think I saw it said Japanese
It's a
on the
Korean,
menu.
it's a Korean barbecue style steak with bok choy on the side on a bed of rice with a nice sunny side up runny egg on top,
Yes, it was.
and then a bunch of seasoning and stuff as well. It's phenomenal.
yolk. It's just the yolk. No, nothing.
Dude, it's
no
top.
white.
It's top bop. Is basically what it is. It's like street food, but it's so great.
No, it's much better.
Oh, it's way better.
yes,
It's how it should
There's
be.
no comparison.
I know we mentioned this a little bit earlier, but again, for anybody who hasn't been here before, I cannot say enough good things about the kitchen here.
Brandon is a goddamn chef.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's kind of a cross between Americana, Asian fusion, that kind of stuff. Oh shit, yeah,
got
join us
Carlos
for a
walking
moment.
up.
Mike's getting a drink.
Carlos. Oh, me. Oh, hi. Hi.
So we mentioned the Alaskan Cigar Aficionados earlier, and Carlos Pereira.
It's got to
Welcome
be.
to the table.
It's got to be
Thank you,
right
thank
up
you.
on there. Put on your.
Mike
I
just a little
appreciate
bit.
it.
Oh, he's coming back. That's fine.
Oh.
Have a quick guess for a moment.
Well, that's his fault because he left.
Go
so.
for it. I just want
Oh, there he is. Oh, hey, Mike.
Carlos, what's new in the world, man? What's the latest, greatest?
So-
You're getting married soon, right?
I am getting married in 19 days in Puerto Rico.
Texas
Puerto Rico.
stars. We
Yeah,
want to
dude,
answer
San
the hard
Juan.
question.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I'm a little nervous. Just un poquito.
Don't fly Bowen.
Don't fly Bowie.
Right, just drop off in Cuba.
Make
Don't
sure
go
it's
for
an
the
Airbus.
extra leg room this time, Just sit in the back somewhere.
Not by the doors. Not by the doors. No, it's been pretty good. Obviously warming up here in Alaska, so I have I am definitely pulling out the cigars to enjoy. either at the lounge with these guys or outside like we're doing here. Yeah, it's been good, man. It's been pretty good. I've been blessed with family, friends, with my job. It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good, man.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear, bud.
Oh yeah. Definitely lucky to. Actually, I'll just say it. I'm lucky to know you guys because for those of you that are watching us here, if you've never been to Anchorage, come to Anchorage if you're a cigar smoker, or if you like knives. There's a little place and it's yellow, like a taxi cab.
I do.
Half of it is Northern Knives, and the other half is Avenue Cigars. I remember my first time walking into that shop. Obviously had a little bit of knowledge of cigars and the whole thing, but then you meet these guys that like pretty much know it all.
No, not even close.
I think so.
I'm dumb when it comes to cigars.
Oh yeah, I mean Ben is awesome, Chad's awesome, Dakota.
We're friendly
guys,
and helpful. I'll give us that. We're friendly and helpful, and
Friendly
we
and
know
helpful.
enough to be
Friendly
helpful.
Have you seen the beard, the stature, the glasses, and the?
I miss the beard, man.
This shirt is
comes and goes.
fantastic. Like cigars.
What kind of matching? I mean, you got some pink in there.
Yeah, I do.
like that shirt pretty much says like, okay, I will buy a cigar from you if you sell it to me.
All right.
Like I cannot say no to that.
Well, I never wear this in the shop because if you can't tell, I'm hot as holy shit right now. We got the heaters going, but yeah, it is. I mean, Dixon, I represent.
Hey-o!
He's the one that doesn't give the free hugs too. I mean, look at the way he dresses. He should be.
Oh, I charge.
Yeah.
Oh, he charges, man.
Free hugs, that's Chad's department. I haven't put that in a post for a while. I gotta add the free hugs back.
Hit that one up.
Free
a
hugs
few
from
times.
Chad.
Nobody's asked yet.
Hashtag Chad hugs.
Yeah. Except for some of the clientele, I definitely don't want to give hugs to.
Chad hugs are really they're warm and comfortable, Like I don't know. I love me a Chad hug every
I've
now
been
and then.
backwards while I'm hugging you.
I mean, we're all bears and otters. Like,
Yeah.
we're
It's
all
Alaska,
comfortable and
come on.
warm and snuggly.
Rub belt buckles a little
You
bit.
can be whatever you want to be, buddy. I'll just be me.
Oh dear God.
Oh yeah.
What are you having, Carlos? Because it looks very impressive.
Yeah.
So because I get married in 20 days in Puerto Rico, one of my favorite lines of, or I guess cigar makers is Padron. I love Padron.
You're the biggest Padron smoker I know.
I am the biggest Padron smoker that I know. This is the 1926 series, 80 years. It is a Figurado. From what I've read, back at the Padron factory in Nicaragua, there is one guy, and he's like 80-something years old, and he sits here and he rolls these. He rolls every single one of these by hand. There's one guy that rolls them, which is pretty impressive. I'm an artist myself, so I support art. I think cigars are art, and when it comes to something like this, where like you have one person that is dedicated their life to rolling one cigar, I will definitely support. I will support that all day.
He's blind.
That's pretty cool.
He's blind. Yeah,
He only
I think
has
he
one
is.
arm.
One finger and like got to do with the elbow and the.
He does it like the gangsters roll like joints with the one hand, you know?
Right. Hey. Yeah.
I've noticed every torpedo you cut, you always cut at an angle like that.
So, yes, and the reason why is because a lot of times, I don't know. I think I've noticed this with a lot of Figurados is that, and it'll happen here soon with this guy. Once it gets down to maybe past the first third, the tar starts to build up on these guys, right? Mm-hmm. So what I'd like to do is, because I like to enjoy a little bit more of the meat of the cigar, I'll cut it at an angle, almost to the tip, and then when that tar starts to build up, then I'll cut it a little bit more, and a little bit more, and it starts to kind of open up. The other reason why I do that too is because the flavor, if you can cut just below the cap, I think that the flavor, you get more of the full flavor of the entire cigar. I've cut this same cigar flat, and it kind of, I don't know, I get more of a char flavor, which I enjoy on cigars depending on what I'm drinking. This is a Dalweedy 15, which I think pairs pretty good with a aged Padron 80-year cigar. My buddy Long back here said, hey, try the Lafroy cask, port cask peaty stuff. Yeah, maybe next time I'll do that. He recommended that I cut it flat because then I get more of like the toasty flavors of the cigar with the peatiness of the Lafroy. So it really just depends. You know, there's no right and wrong, really, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you can punch cut it on the side.
I mean, there's
angle it.
there's the Carlos way,
There's
and then
Carlos.
there's everyone else's way.
Yeah.
So there might be a right and a wrong, but you won't say it.
That's true. That's true.
And actually, no, I have experienced that. So I'll start with a torpedo, and I'll just nip the very bare tip. If the draw is good enough, I'll start. And then about halfway through, I move like 1/16th to 1/8 of an inch up and nip it.
Yep.
And then I enjoy it from there to the end of the barrel. Yeah.
I don't know. That's totally true. There's just something about, I don't know, maybe it's like the shape of the cigar and like the way that you cut it that can change the flavor profile of it, maybe in a way. I've also heard like it depends on the temperature outside. Like some like if you're in Puerto Rico and it's
like,
humid.
This cigar underneath these heat lamps is like complete caramel and cream and sweetness, which it normally has subtle hints of that, but like today is just like, oh man, this is the best cigar
I
ever.
feel like it just like the heat kind of pulls the oils out of the tobacco leaf too.
I gotta wonder if they're meant to be enjoyed in like a Caribbean climate.
Yeah, maybe, right?
They originally were. You know?
Yeah. And that's I think that's kind of one of the problems too that I've had here, like in Alaska when I smoke a cigar outside.
Yeah.
Is that because it's so dry? I've had the same cigar, say like in Texas or California or Puerto Rico or Florida, right? And it's a completely different flavor profile. I mean, completely different. I'm like, wait, it's the same. I've aged it the same thing. I bought from the same company. It's the same cigar. It's got the same band. Like, how is it so different? But kind of like Dakota was saying, is like, you know, it heat and humidity really pull like oils and things out of the the tobacco leaf.
For instance, like there's certain scotches and bourbons where I've been in like 80 degrees, 80% humidity that taste fucking fantastic that day.
Yeah.
I bring them back here, they're
Garbage.
they're garbage.
You're like, dude,
It's
is this
my
a $2 cigar? Or
My
what?
body's different, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
We do have a tough-hitting question here from Texas Taurus, who likes to bring those fun ones.
Oh.
The aliens have landed and need one person to probe out of the four of you dudes. Who will tribute and save humanity?
We'll get him Carlos.
There's two again.
Wait, honestly, if we go Dakota, he's probably into it.
Yeah, I think. I was gonna say, I think he's into it.
We got Machine Gun Monkey saying in that we've saved all the bears for William Hall when he comes up here. Texas Taurus is saying that actually Alaska is a hot spot, so it is feasible. Mr. Miyagi's coming back in. Joel, did your guest try Don Collins cigars in Puerto Rico?
Yes, Don Collins. I'm actually thank you for. I know the son of the guy who started Don Collins. Man, I should have brought my Don Collins lighter.
It's Dave Collins.
Or Felipe, one of the Jose maybe. Great shop. They actually sell. So you know you're in Old
So
San
is it
Juan.
Don as in Boss Collins, or is it Donald Collins?
No, it's like as in like you walk into the shop and it's just like this hole in the wall, like little shop, right? They have coffee on the right. Their own coffee, really good coffee, and then just boxes and rows of cigars on the left. And it just, like, you can smell it, man. You just smell the leaf and smell the tobacco sweating, and like it just makes you want to buy cigars. And they're really good. I think I want to. So Puerto Rican binder, maybe filler, but I think it's like it might be like a Nicaraguan or a Dominican wrapper. I can't remember. It's been a while. 4 years ago, my fiance and I were there. I don't know. We stopped there on a cruise, and I just happened to. Walking along and I said cigars and Don Collins, oh my god, I gotta go in there. Walked out with a box and my fiance was not happy, but it's okay. I was happy. I smoked them all and I had their coffee. And I will be back there in 20 days or 21 days.
Nice.
Very cool. I have many small flasks to give you.
I have two hands to take those flasks and fill them for you in Puerto Rico.
All right.
Yeah, Carlos, so I'm glad you can join us for
Yeah, thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Machine Gun Monkey's
Absolutely.
assuming one of us is not already an alien.
Uh-oh.
And then Texas Taurus is an edgelord. You know it. He's saying Puerto Rican chicks are hot.
I'm not gonna say no.
Be careful.
They're
what you wish
dangerous, but
for.
they're hot.
Yeah. Yeah. My fiance's watching this now. So I'm not, but also be careful with the.
He's like, you know, they're all right. They're all right.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. You know, a little fruit, a little cocktail. It's okay.
Mr. Miyagi is saying that Puerto Rican coffee is tops.
Yes.
And we actually caught up on the comments. We actually have a decent amount of streamers tonight.
Yeah,
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Puerto Rican coffee.
Appreciate
Mr.
everyone's
Miyagi, Lares, Puerto Rico. So if you get the chance, I actually buy these on eBay. Café Lareño, Laren with a little squiggly thing on top with an O. Whole bean is really, really good coffee. Yaucono is a really good coffee too from Puerto Rico. Café Oro, the gold coffee, Cafe Old Gold, whatever they call it. That's pretty good too. Yeah, I'm pretty excited, man. On my dad's side of the family, they actually grew tobacco for Davidoff, Padron, and Oliva back in the 60s.
So if they did those companies, they probably did it for Punch as well.
Yep, Punch. Yep. Yeah, Punch. Maybe Romeo and Julieta, like Romeo and Juliet. Like I think maybe they did that. I might have talked about this actually in one of the previous live streams, but there was a big embargo with the whole Cuban thing, and so the factory didn't produce as much tobacco. They couldn't get it out of the island as much as they wanted to, so they unfortunately had to shut down. But I mean, the fields are still out there. They still grow tobacco leaves. I don't know if they're selling to other bigger companies, but Don Collins actually is tobacco leaves come from Calle, which is my parents on my dad's side.
Yeah.
I think it's great tobacco. I think it's really tasty, kind of chocolatey.
Do you have access to like the raw tobacco?
I might. I think I'll find out here in like a couple
That
of
would
weeks.
be. I don't know why, but I think it'd be super cool to get our hands on just like some raw cigar tobacco and then decide what we want to do with it.
I think I can make that happen, dude. I think I can make that happen.
They'll be like, "Oh, you want 50 cents in leaves? Yeah. Here you go.
Yeah. Here's a whole
Enjoy
truck.
yourself. Don't chew it all at once."
You're right. Don't. Yeah.
I've got some Maduro filler from Cafe 1901 in the humidor. They gave me it at PCA. He was like, you can chew it. It smells so good. I tried a little jaw. It's not exactly what you want. But
Wait,
it's,
Cafe 1901? Was that?
Kevin.
Uh-oh.
This is our buddy and lounge member Kevin saying hello.
Hello. I'm here.
Oh, good. But
Yeah.
we can try it sometime. I've got some of it. So they press it and then they rehydrate it, use it. So I've got it in two different.
Nice.
I've got it in a way that you could almost use it as like a plug pipe tobacco, and then I've got some like wet leaves too. It just smells so good.
Dude,
Yeah.
Oh, are
Goosebumps.
there?
Dr. Gaffey gave me that.
Machine Gun Mike is coming in. Are there openings for yearly lounge memberships? Are you guys full up?
We're unsure.
We're open. If you want to sign up, go for it, and you get carte blanche priority. Like that's your prestige.
Is the top leaf of the tobacco
We're live right now.
Gentleman behind us here.
It's our buddy Steve.
How you doing?
Do a little
Or
picture
not Scott,
here.
Steve.
Scott. Just call him Scott.
Scott, Steve. He's
Goddamn
the Scotsman.
Scotty Steve.
Yeah.
Are you Instagramming while
I am.
live?
While live streaming,
I am taking
Instagramming,
pictures while live streaming.
multitasking.
These guys are witnesses. They know that I took the picture.
Oh, man.
Not someone else.
You take a lot of pictures.
I do.
So,
I have no
how's
problem.
the cigar progressing? That was the bee killer?
Killer B.
Kill a bee.
Killer B.
Kill a bee.
Progressing decently. It changed a little bit to a little bit more like a what is it? The
I want in on this action.
I only have
Kentucky
one mic,
Fire
but I have to
Kid.
share it.
you know how a guy has that smoky or campfire-y flavor? It's kind of getting into that a little bit. It's a little odd.
Nice.
Might be a little bit of the mixture of the food and everything, but I don't think so. I think it's just the cigar getting to that point.
Kentucky Fires are so good.
Yeah.
The retro hail is still kind of hard to do. But yeah, still a great cigar. Good stickers.
What's the what was the size of that cigar?
It's a Robusto.
Nice.
And then, well, you're almost done. Shit.
Yeah, I lit this kind of early. I thought we were closer to start time when I lit it up, but it's fine. El Rey del Mundo Natural. It's good, man. It's got. We said it's not an overly sweet cigar, but it has notes that remind you of sweetness, if that makes sense. Like it tastes like caramel with less sugar, if that kind of makes sense. So kind of burnt sugar, toasty, caramelly, burnt like roasted peanuts and things like that.
Was that the one with the white wrapper?
Yeah.
Woo! I love those.
I
man.
love El Rey del Mundo,
they're
man.
so good.
The Oscuro was my first favorite cigar and still one of my favorites today. I hadn't had the natural for quite a while. We just got some in, so I wanted to try it again. But
You ever had a Cuban, like an actual?
no, and I'm not at all obsessed with Cuban cigars,
Yeah.
but they are one of the OG Habanos brands,
Yeah,
and I've always
yeah.
wanted to. They actually just released a new El Rey del Mundo from Cuba. that I saw an
way.
article about recently, so I'd love to try it. Anybody wants to?
Hey cousins, if you are watching this from Puerto Rico, Rey del Mundo, please, a box for me, please. Okay, bye bye.
I do know that Trinidad is
Oh, yeah.
releasing Fidel Castro's personal stash,
The triple T's.
the
Yep.
triple T's.
Oh, yeah.
And you can buy them. They're fucking expensive, but if you want what Fidel smoked on the daily, you can get that. And you can also get
I'll
what
throw money
Fidel
down for
smoked
that.
on the occasion.
Ooh.
And those are going for, last I heard, outside America, like in Mexico or in Cuba, like $500 a stick.
Wait, I thought Fidel Castro's favorite cigar was a Cohiba Esplendido.
No, he smoked Trinidad. That was his company of choice.
Well, we should ask him.
We should ask.
We could ask his son.
Yeah,
go to
that's
Canada,
right.
You gotta do a
Right.
seance.
Somebody knows something. I don't know.
So I'm currently having the Ramon Bueso
that's a good
Genesis
one.
series,
Yep.
and I'm gonna go ahead and retrohale this here.
Dakota, you actually got me into those. I actually have one in my Humi over here.
Huesos are solid, man.
They're good.
Dude, that retrohale is still smooth, even though it's the heat lamps and everything else going on. This thing is, it's just good. Like, it's just, it's solid. And I mean, for like an entry-level stick, someone wants to get into cigar smoking, they want to try a real cigar after a few
Yeah.
flavored cigars,
Nice.
this is the way to go.
They're good. They're solid, man.
After this, they'll be buying CAOs and trying out Cubans and all sorts of stuff. But like, this is an entry level to like what
And they get
can
in
be.
trouble, like Carlos has get in trouble and have 500 cigars and 14 humidors and all that
it's
good stuff.
Trinidad's, man. I know for sure.
That's not a problem, though. It's a good problem to have.
My man Kevin over here. Kevin, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name's Kevin Sear. I'm a longtime cigar smoker and a member of the Cigar Lounge.
Thank you, sir.
And Cigar Aficionados.
Yeah, and Cigar Aficionados.
So what are you smoking, Kevin?
I'm smoking a Rocky Patel Super Ligero.
Oh, nice.
Ligero. I'm American.
Okay, I agree. It's a Ligero, but some guys here call it Ligero, but I'll go with Ligero.
Oh man, that hurt.
Sorry.
Are you all right?
Some
Yeah,
some-
yeah, me
Sure,
too,
that
man.
sounds great on the microphone.
Fucking
But I
pumpkin seeds.
still believe Fidel
Chicken.
Castro's favorite cigar was the Cohiba Esplendido, and I'm only saying this because my sister lives in Canada. She's traveled to Cuba probably 14 times in the last 10 years, and the resort where she stayed at, the people that worked in the Cohiba factory basically said the same thing, and that those are the cigars that she brought back with her for me to smoke when I got home, and they still till this day my favorite cigar, Cohiba Esplendido.
Nice.
I will have to try some of those.
It's
Pretty good.
good. Good. Nice.
So
We were getting
how's it treating you?
What, this one?
Yeah. And what are you pairing with it?
Pairing a Talisker 10-year Talisker.
Okay, so like a nice like entry level Scotch, approachable.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it. Well, I suppose you could say entry level for Talisker brand, but I normally don't drink a Talisker with a broadleaf. But that's what I'm in the mood for today. I guess you can mix any Scotch with any cigar. It all depends on the preference, right?
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
like cooking with different ingredients that you would normally use, right? Because you bring out different flavor profiles.
I would
Pairing
prefer
cheese.
Cajun, you
cappuccino
want-
with this Ligero.
Okay.
but
Coffee and cigars are great.
you know, we're in the afternoon. You know, coffee time's over.
I had a nub.
Real quick, we're gonna catch up on comments here.
Oh.
Machine Gun Monkey, does an interview require knowing anything about cigars because I'm a noob? Also, membership is misspelled on the checklist. I will
Does it say membership or membership?
fix that in about 20 or 30 minutes.
Funny thing is, the dyslexic guy didn't do that.
I'm sorry, I've got
Whoops.
dyslexia, the sexiest learning disorder of all. And yeah, no, it doesn't require. Just like if you're an interesting individual, like cigars, has
Hey.
some interesting stories about Alaska.
Was
come on
he
now.
the guy that commented about the Don Collins?
Yeah,
Okay, so sorry, what was his name again on the
Machine Gun Monkey.
Machine Gun Mikey?
Yeah.
Monkey,
Monkey.
Monkey, not Mikey.
I like Machine Gun Mikey though.
I-
He's at the end of the table.
Okay, Machine Gun Monkey. You have to change that to Machine Gun Mikey. Anyways, I will, if you're interested, man, I can bring you back some Don Collins cigars. I'm planning on probably picking up about maybe 4 or 5 boxes from San Juan, so I can definitely hook you up, man.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
So once you get up here, just let us. Well, of course, we'll.
Yeah,
you'll let us
I'm not
know.
going to ship the
We'll-
cigars.
we'll
You got to
let
get
him
up
know.
here. Well,
Yeah.
first of all, you got to go visit these guys, and then they'll let me know that you're there, and then I'll go there and I'll give you the cigars. That's
They'll
a
be
task.
at our store
Whoops.
behind a paywall.
He's like, fuck that, I'm not going.
Behind the paywall.
So there's a half-ass mural that's
Okay, no, I've had
there.
one of those.
Take a
They're
left.
Yeah.
hit or miss.
Half-ass only because it's only half done.
No.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Carlos,
Work
your
in
experience
progress.
with cigars, I gotta ask. Like, holy shit, dude, come on. So, like, it's
My
gotta be
bow tie.
pointed
This
at your
guy.
face. So,
Oh,
like,
okay.
my experience with Cuban cigars is like, you buy a box of legit Cuban cigars, nice Cohibas, Trinidad's, whatever they may be, and 1 out of 4 is the best cigar you've had. The other 3 have all sorts of construction quality issues, but the flavor's there. Well, actually, 1 out of 2, the flavor's there. The construction quality is questionable, and then you get a dud out of every like 4 or 5. That's just fucking horrible. Same experience?
Yeah,
It doesn't matter how high end you go. It's like, it's Cuba. It's the home of
Yeah,
cigars,
right.
and it's great. But like, man, this thing's hard to keep lit. Or man, this thing draws like ass. Or
Right,
man,
right.
this thing. The flavors just don't make sense.
So, that's
But
that-
you get that like that random roll of the dice every once in a while in the box. And you're
Right.
like, oh my god, this is
Yeah.
the best cigar ever.
So here's an example. I've had friends that go to like the Maker's Mark distillery, right? And they're like, oh yeah, I meant they make it in like they'll try the fresh Maker's, like it's been aged. They try it and they're drinking it, and then they're like, dude, this shit sucks. Like it tastes like fucking buttholes. Like there's no way that Maker's Mark tastes like this, right? And it's literally in the factory. It's like fresh, right?
Is it straight out of the distillery
Straight out of the distillery, right?
without aging?
Without aging.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a difference because I
mean,
guess there's like similarities between like Cuban cigars.
It's called white lightning or wet dog when it comes straight
Right.
out of it's
Yeah.
called wet dog when it comes straight out of the spout. So like wet dog
Yeah.
is like, it has potential.
Right.
It's got the
So think
alcohol
of a-
content,
think-
but
think
the
of a Cuban
flavors are
cigar.
not
You're in,
developed.
say like you're in Havana, right? And you're in Cuba, and you know you're like in the you're in the home of the Cuban cigars, right? You've got this guy that's rolling the Cuban cigars. He's got the leaves or like in his backyard, right? And it's Cuban leaf, right? Cuban Ligero, whatever it is, right? Maybe Piloto, whatever it is, right? It's a Cuban cigar. He rolls it up. It's fresh. Aged leaves. Gets it cut. Maybe it's a Figurado. Maybe it's a Toro. I don't know. Robusto. Whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? You smoke it, and then you're like, this tastes like ass. Hello.
So I did an experiment.
All right on.
I did an experiment. My sister went to Cuba. Every time she goes to Havana, she stays in a resort. The folks that work in the resort also work in the Cohiba factory. They roll cigars. When they get out of work, they go to the resort to work and they sell their Cuban cigars to the tourists. And as I said before, she brought me, I think like 10 Cohiba Esplendidos. Every single one of them I smoked to like the half inch, and they still taste the same.
This one over here.
I wanted them so bad after I smoked all 10, but I couldn't get them anywhere. So I found a company called Puro Express.
Oh yeah, yep.
Okay.
Puro Express, yep.
And I ordered a box of Esplendidos. It was $479. That was like 10 years ago. And what they told me is they said, we'll ship you the cigars in a bundle, and a week later we'll ship you the box with all the ribbons separately to prevent any delays at customs. When I got those cigars in, they did not taste the same as the ones that my sister brought back from Cuba. The hit and miss that we were just talking about,
Was it worse or better?
they were worse. The ones from Pure Express, I don't believe were real Cubans. I believe they were from Republic Dominica.
Yeah.
Because the ones that I got from Cuba all had serial numbers on every single cigar, and the label was recessed.
Right.
It had there was a distinctive
Embossing.
yes.
Like an emboss.
It was different than the ones that I got
on the
from
cigar
Pure
ring.
Express. So that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
I did that experiment, and I still favor the Esplendido from Cuba.
Yeah.
If you get it anywhere else and it's not, you don't know for a fact that it comes from Cuba, then I don't believe you're getting a real Cuban.
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
typical
that-
of
that- that's
most
kind of
sellers.
that's kind of like okay, so tag hewers, you go to Switzerland, right? Think about how many like fake dealers of tag hewers and Rolexes and Breitlings and all the Omegas and all these other watchmakers in Switzerland, right? That want to sell you a Swiss watch that's real from Switzerland with the actual label on there that says Breitling or Rolex or Tag Heuer or whatever it is, right? And you're like, oh my God, I'm happy because I'm in Switzerland. Like they make them here and I'm gonna buy it, right? But you don't know who the dealer is, right? It's the same thing in Cuba. Like unless you buy it directly from the factory or a known, and it kind of sucks too because I've never been to Cuba.
It's like buying pearl impregnated oysters or clams in
Exactly.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Right. It's fake.
Like if
It's
me
a
being
90%
going to
fake.
Cuba for the first time, I'm pretty sure at some point that I'm gonna get gypped. My ass is gonna get gypped at some point. I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm in Cuba. I'm gonna buy some cigars. Are these a Cuban? Oh yeah, Cuban cigars. Okay, Romeo and Juliet. Cohiba, whatever, right? But is it real? Is it not? It's you're kind of gambling there,
So it's a typical thing I hear from most of the shops or sellers out there is that if you're not getting it from the factory itself, you're not getting a Cuban. Even if it's right out in front, it's not a Cohiba. You got to go to the factory itself and buy them.
Go to the actual. Yep, exactly. Yep. That's yeah.
God damn.
The workers at the resort in Cuba also told my sister that
We're having microphone issues.
Be careful.
Just go for it. Just go for it, man.
Yeah. They told my sister that because she was with her
I'm gonna
husband.
give this
Her
back to
husband's
Mike.
avid cigar smoker as well, and they were having conversations, sitting by the pool and stuff, and they said that the factory does not send their best tobacco to America because they keep it for themselves because it's the best. Why would they want to smoke a mediocre tobacco when they have in their factory the good tobacco, right? So a lot of the tobacco that we smoke in the United States is actually mediocre from the plantations where they actually grow the tobacco, whether it's Honduras, Ecuador, Nicaragua, even Mexico.
Well, even like Virginia, like Connecticut.
The
Connecticut,
broadleaf, the Connecticut
broadleaf,
shade.
Yeah.
Same thing.
It's a good. I love broadleaf actually. I mean, I enjoy it. But if I'm gonna drop a couple $100 on a box, it's definitely not gonna be a broadleaf. I'm probably
This
gonna
came
go Nicaragua or
directly from a
Dominican.
worker
at the Cohiba factory.
Yep.
Well, even if it is second tier tobacco leaf, I enjoy it.
No, it's still no.
Hey, man.
They're
We
doing a
still,
good
we
second
still
tobacco
get a
leaf.
good cigar.
Yep.
But that Esplendido, I've tried for years, and I smoke a lot of cigars. I've tried experimenting on so many cigars, and I keep trying to go after that Esplendido flavor, those notes, that aroma, and I just can't get it.
What, if you don't mind me asking, like, what notes are you, like, do you get from that cigar, like, that kind of draw you into buying that?
This is a rabbit hole.
So the Esplendido in particular, I had notes of toasted almonds, cream. I had
Nutmeg.
Egg
not
whites,
so much, not
sandwich,
so much nutmeg.
Like a
Burger.
creamy kind of mouthfeel.
It was a complex, like the Padron 1926. You know when you smoke a 26 and it's got that complex flavor, like it's all there.
Yeah, it's,
You know when you eat something and you're like, something's missing. I need a touch of lime, and there was something. That cigar was not missing anything. It was strong. It was
Nice.
smooth. It reminded me a lot of the 1926, but it was different. It was
nice.
it was lighter on the palate.
Nice.
It wasn't as strong as the 26, but almost close. And then you could smoke it from the beginning to the end, and it was so consistent. It's first of all, it's a long filler.
Yeah.
I don't smoke blends. All my cigars, I try to get nothing but long fillers, because with blends, you know, you get the bites and pieces in your mouth, and you're
I
spitting
hate
it
that
out.
shit.
The
Yeah.
long filler,
a
I
waste
think you
of
get a
fucking
more
time.
consistent
Yeah.
cigar, kind of
Yeah.
like the Sancho Panza,
Oh, yeah.
Double Maduro,
Yep,
Quixote,
yep. Yeah.
or the Lancero.
Yep.
I've never had an inconsistent cigar from Sancho Panza on the Maduro side, never.
Cuban or non-Cuban?
Sancho Panza is Honduran,
Honduran. Yeah, you're right.
Honduran.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good cigars.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, should we do? We're getting close to the top of the hour, right, Dakota?
We are. We'll do one more. We'll do one more around the corner. So, Chad, what are you experiencing there with your, what is it? The Killer,
Killer
Bee?
Bee by
Goddamn, I
Blackwork,
pronounced it correctly.
Blackwork Studios. A little bit of pepper in there now that I'm getting. I think more so coming out because of the pepper on these. I want to call it leeks, but they're not leeks. Whatever you said they were. Leafy broccoli.
Oh, Chad does eat a lot of vegetables.
But
I
a
should be
little
too.
bit of pepper. It's I don't think I've retrohaled very much. If I have, it's been easier because I haven't noticed it. It's a great cigar. We're gonna get in the shop, or I'm gonna at least try. Carlos.
So I'm getting down to almost the half. I've had many of these Padron 1926 Series 80 years.
So why is it called the 1926, by the way?
So I believe that was the year that Orlando Jose Padron was born, maybe? Or when he
Okay, so
started
it's
the
like
factory?
it's like a
it's one of the-
hardcore anniversario.
Yeah, so the 80
Okay.
year, the 80 years was when he turned 80, right?
So it's not an 80-year aged wrap.
No. Oh man,
That would be.
so these are about 40 bucks a pop.
That'd be
I-
funky as fuck.
That would
and it'd
be,
be so good.
maybe 400 bucks a pop, which I would never pay that for a cigar. Although I
Wedding.
did pay 125
Wedding.
bucks for a Davidoff Salomon Royal Release, which I will smoke that bad boy during my wedding, maybe the day after. Anyways, back to my Padron. Yeah, no, I just love, like any Padron, man. Whether it's like the Damaso, there's the other 19, there's the 26, but there's this, what is it, 1960 something, 64 maybe. The Family Reserve is pretty good. I'm just a huge fan of like chocolatey, really heavy, kind of caramely cigars.
You're saying it's the flagship without being the flagship. Okay.
This guy's smart.
It's not a GT 500.
Exactly. It's not
Yeah.
a GT 500, but it's also not the kit on the Fiero chassis either.
It's like a RS, like a Ford Focus RS. all-wheel drive, 400 horsepower, just boom, 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 boom.
To the people that don't know the reference.
Comment on the video, by the way, if you have questions.
Ben,
Yeah, no, it's great.
So
you
my
finished
array-
off yours. And,
Yeah, I had to put it. I was burning my fingertips, but that's a good sign. So it stayed pretty consistent through and through. It did a good job of not ever really getting hot or too tarry. Again, it's just a nice kind of medium-bodied midday smoke. Flavors stayed pretty consistent throughout, just enjoyable. Nothing, didn't blow my skirt up or anything, but it was just pleasant through and through.
You wear
Quality
skirts?
construction. I never had to touch it up. Didn't take any runs or anything.
the
As
weekends.
usual, another quality product from El Rey del Mundo. Yeah.
I love it when window, man.
I mean, for me, the Ramon Bueso, God damn it, he's got so many series.
Genesis the project.
Genesis, the project.
He's got
It
so
sounds-
many names for their.
It
for
sounds
cigars,
like a college band, you know. So the pepper's coming in now because of char buildup for sure, but like overall the flavor profile has been consistent. The heat has helped
chatted.
bring those flavors out, and it's just creamy, nutmeg, like a subtle Maduro sweetness, and just a subtle hint of black pepper. And I really enjoy the cigar. It's my favorite, and it's done.
and it's done.
What about you, Kevin? Come on in back to shot and let us know how your Ligero is going.
The Ligero, this is one of my favorite broadleaf Maduro cigars. It's very inexpensive cigar. All the flavors are there. The flavors are complex. It's not one of those cigars where you smoke and you're like, okay, I'm missing something. What is it? This cigar,
Full body.
full body, all the flavors, the complex flavors are all there. It smokes really nice from start to finish. Good burn, good
I like
draw.
that label, dude. That's a sexy label, man.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's the Ligero leaf is the top leaf of the tobacco plant, which is the
Nice.
leaf that gets the most nutrient,
Yep.
and
Oh, yeah.
usually you get the most flavor out of the
Yep.
Ligero leaf. And it's hard to get a box nowadays,
Mm.
but you can still get the Rocky Patel Ligero through the sampler pack. And so I buy multiple sampler packs just to get the Ligero because next to the Sancho Panza Double Maduro, that's my favorite cigar, my go-to.
I'm gonna have to try some of these in the near future.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
All right. So on that high note, thank you for joining us.
Any last comments?
Do we have any less comments?
No, I meant to respond to.
Le comments.
My phone is dead.
Dying.
so
Dead.
we'll just have to go to the computer and end it that way.
Whoops.
Okay, so we'll take a look
Everybody,
here real quick.
Have a great night. We'll
And
see
we
you
appreciate
in
all
a month.
joining up. No new comments, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
We'll
thank
see
you,
you guys
thank
on
you.
the first Saturday of next month.